final stages and we've almost got an engine on the dock.
It's kind of scary because we're cutting kind of near stringers and stuff.
It looks like we should just be able to sort of push it out into the space.
Yanmar has let us down.
It's going to be fine. It's all going to go swimmingly.
We did a thing!
Oh, how sweet and innocent we are to think that that was going to go smoothly. Well, this isn't a terrifying sight.
Tell me about it.
Last time on Red Seas, we moved into a marina here in Tahiti to start our biggest boat refit yet. We pulled our old generator out of the engine bay and disconnected everything from our starboard engine, then fought with fire to separate the coupling from our gearbox. We had to start cutting our boat apart to be able to lift the engine, and now we're ready to get this thing out of our boat for good.
Today is the day. We've decided we've come back in anger. We've got extra chain hoists. We've got the engine already floating in midair. We've actually deplumbed the second engine, so it's all ready to lift. We just have to let the morning zoo play out, which is all the fishing boats coming to fill up with fuel, because we don't really want to be lifting an engine weighing like 350 kilograms and have it swing around in free space with all of this wake. So we're gonna let this pass and then we're gonna get started.
All right, so this is our setup. Ultimately, we are trying to get the engine out of the engine bay here, but before we even get to this point, we have to sort of shuffle it along from its current position way, way further back in the engine bay. The engine is basically directly under the bed in the cabin above. So the first chain hoist goes through the inspection hatch and comes off a beam across that. We have fitted a second lifting point here at the very back of the bed. And the second chain hoist is going to help lift the engine and hopefully sort of swing it forward. It's going to be like monkey bars. It's going to like swing from one point to the next. When it gets past this second chain hoist, we can drop the first one and use the third one that is out of the engine bay, out the door, to pull it forward even further before we kind of slide it up and out the hull. And then that's a whole different challenge there. So we have a camera here. We have another camera at the back. And even another camera right here as well. And somehow we are gonna get this engine out. Okay, I'm gonna operate chain number 1, this furthest forward one, from inside the cabin, and Ian is gonna operate chain number 2 inside, and then somebody invisible is gonna do chain number 3 because we've run out of people. I'm ready. Are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
Let's do this! It's gonna work!
It's gonna be fine. Here we go. Chain 1, lift the engine.
Can't remember which way's up.
Nope.
The other one. The back is off.
Front sliding.
Yeah, the whole thing's about to swing to you. How's the ceiling doing with you on?
Yeah, fine.
Just thought we should probably check that.
I haven't seen any major movement. All right, you can keep going up for us. Hey, that's off the skid. Can you lift any higher?
Yeah.
Please do. Good. Whew. We were pushing quite hard on the prop right there.
Oh, how sweet and innocent we are to think that that was going to go smoothly. It has kind of worked in that the engine is lifted, but we've definitely reached a bit of a hiccup point where it is just not high enough.
Yeah, so on this side we had the generator here, right? So it used to live on this base, which we chopped away and got rid of the top so that we could get this muffler can out, which we managed. But it's now creating this barrier because to get this transmission high enough is near impossible. And the lift points on the engine, of course, are not in a straight line. So the engine now wants to turn 90 degrees. So we've employed chain hoist 3, chain 3 as we're calling it, is now being used to stop the engine from rotating to like 45 degrees. It's not doing a great job of it, but it's trying.
It is trying. It's all kind of like precariously balanced on the, going around the point of the engine bay door, and we've put some wood in there to try and stop any chafing and damage. But yeah, it's a pickle. So we're just wondering, maybe we have to get a bit more of Demolition Man going and cut even more of that kind of shelf away from where the generator was, and that should give us enough clearance to get out. The good news is it means that the other side should be easier because there's no generator shelf on that side. So we are tackling the bigger problem first, but there's quite a few problems to tackle. Yay! Oh.
So it's kind of scary because they're cutting kind of near stringers and stuff, but I think I followed the line of the original stringer. So.
Yeah, it's still above. I think we're safe. Whew. Well, that looks like a lovely, nice space now.
Hopefully.
Well done. And we have some kind of progress.
You might not recognize this, but this is what, 3 hours?
Yeah.
Something like 3 hours. A morning's worth of work, and we've moved 2 feet.
Oh,
and we are delighted.
Goodness. I mean, from here, it just looks exactly the same. But if I try and creep in, there's all that space back there and all that space under there that is progress.
Yeah, I can't work out how heavy this is in pounds. It's going to be like, is it like ×3? So like 1,000 pounds?
No, I don't know. 2.2? No,
like,
I've lost count.
It's like 2 Dwayne Johnsons, I think.
It's heavy, that's all we know.
350 kilograms, and it's currently suspended a foot off the floor using nothing but the base of the bed.
And every creak is terrifying.
Yeah, I know. Also, there's fenders right through this wall, so every so often you go, and you're like, we're going to die. It's all going to fall in my head, and we're going to die. But so far, so good. We've
also put a piece of wood in here to try and protect the fiberglass, but it's not really doing its job unless you hold it in place. But this keeps creaking as well, and the line keeps creaking. Everything is creaking, and you've got to try and work out, is that like an okay creak, or is it a creak that we need to pay attention to? Because it's about to be a very bad creak.
With our monkey bar situation, it's certainly taken longer than expected to get it right, and I don't think we have. Basically, our problem is we haven't got a lot of distance, so the chain hoists themselves have to take up, I don't know, 8, 12 inches, and so we don't really have the headroom to be able to monkey bar the engine the way we wanted to. So what we've done instead is we've kind of tensioned 2 up. So we've taken sort of 2 points in the engine and then tensioned them until it's almost a straight line. And now we've done it with a 3rd point, which is the boom. So we reckon maybe we're at a point where we can start releasing some of the pressure on the first of our chain hoists, and that might just keep moving the engine forward. And if the boom then pulls the engine forward, maybe
something will happen.
Maybe it'll make it towards the light. Literally for me, there's a light at the end of the tunnel over there, and I know we're going to get there. I reckon we're just about halfway.
And maybe if we speak encouragingly enough to the engine, it'll work out what we're trying to do, and it could start to help. It might sort of crawl its own way along towards the light. Come on!
I don't think encouraging this old beast is a good idea. I just want to get rid of it. It's horrible. I don't like it. Yanmar has let us down, and I'm happy to see the light of day.
We could just disassemble it in here, just throw it out screw by screw and bolt by bolt.
Splosh.
Okay, ready to lift on 3 if you are?
Ready.
Here we go. I don't know how, but I think it's working. Things are moving in a good way. I can actually see the engine from here. That definitely means that it's going the right way. I just have to check if we've got enough clearance above it. Yeah, just.
Some pan is probably getting close to that shelf now.
Yeah, it is pretty close.
Wondering if we can get another hoist in there.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Let's try that. See what happens.
Okay, so at the moment, the whole engine is suspended between the 1st and the 3rd point. We've now got it far enough forward that the 2nd point, the middle one, can take over from the 1st one. So we are doing that kind of monkey bar thing. But yes, it's slower than we thought, but it is working. So hopefully we can just kind of keep balancing it and just making sure that it doesn't hit off the top, bounce off the bottom, slip and fall off. I mean, we're not even using the skids anymore. There was too tricky to get it to stay in one place and not slide off. The center of gravity on these engines is just completely inexplicable.
That was me.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just me trying to push the engine out the way of the shelf, I think. I think we're good.
All right.
Whoa.
Stopped.
Okay, that's us hitting the front of the stringer. So I think we need to find a way to rest this engine.
So take a look at this. We are so close now. That engine is begging to come out of this space. We just have to figure out the kind of hanging points to be able to move it forward, because from here we are just lifting straight up, which is not going to work.
I have a concern.
What's your concern?
Why do I look like this? And you look like that?
I don't have any answers for you, but your face is matching your arms at the moment. That is looking so good.
Super close.
It's really wanting to come out now. I didn't believe it earlier.
Just have to think about how.
We haven't totally figured it out yet, but we're thinking that to move the vertical lines on chain hoist 3 out from the boat, we need to drop the engine so that we can then kind of come up with a system to pull them out, because we can't have those lines under tension. So there is currently nothing underneath the engine other than lots of odd shapes. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the shelf that we removed from the generator and sort of plonk it down. It's not going to be flat, it's not going to be pretty, but it might give enough that the engine can sit on a little bit safely while we figure out the next step.
Yeah, kind of rock the engine down to have it sit normally while we do some reshuffling, and then we can take it from there.
Yeah, okay. And we're up. We are off the ground. We have twisted the engine. We have somehow managed to get a strap onto both of the lifting points, which we're not entirely sure how that happened. And it looks like we should just be able to sort of push it out into the space and lift it straight up. I'm not entirely sure it's going to fit.
It's pretty close, like within a centimetre.
Yeah, it is very, very close, but it's also not just perfectly square. There's lots of kind of pipes and junctions and things sticking out. So it is just like tied on some control lines so that we can stop it from like penduluming around so crazily when all of these little dinghies and fishing boats go by and cause loads of wake. So up is the only thing that's left to do.
All right, so where we thought we were going to pull up transmission first, we're going to try and do it flat instead. How did that happen?
I mean, I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like if we've got to this stage, we should try the easy way first.
It's also the first time we've seen the engine hang vaguely flat.
Yeah, so maybe the two lifting points aren't so crazy after all.
Yeah. Okay, maybe they thought about it. I'll give them that.
Here we go. It's moving. Things are happening. Totally looks like it's going to fit. Yes! You beauty!
Alternators out.
Cables at the back are out.
Fuel filters clear.
The
First belt.
gearbox is close on this side and the coupling is not going to fit on this side. Hopefully we've got enough space to move it inboard.
Low water impeller is out.
Coupling is at the level. Coupling is rolling its way past.
Yes!
Oh my goodness! It's going!
We did a thing!
Yes, it's clear! The engine is out of the boat. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Oh my goodness. How high do you want to go?
Straight back down again? Not in the engine bay.
I could throw the door underneath and then you could drop on.
That would be good.
Okay.
Heavy engine, heavy engine.
Don't fall in the sea.
Try not to bounce it off the boat. It really wants to swing back into the boat right now.
Yeah.
Good work, very good work.
Okay, I slide the sheet in.
Let's got the sheet under.
Okay.
So we can do a lower when you are.
That part's not in the manual, is it?
I don't think they've ever given that in the sail training.
All right, lower.
Yeah.
Don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'm beginning to see the vague hint of success.
Oh, I thought you were going to start calling yourself a mechanic.
Oh, let's not go too far.
Don't want to sound too big-headed, but...
I got a spot of rust on my arm. Does that qualify me?
So what's really been nice, we've been sharing this story live with patrons. And it's so good because we're getting all this advice and support as we're trying these things out. People are like, yeah, that's never going to work. So we just don't do it.
genuinely like real time. We get stuck with a problem. We thought we would get this engine out in one day. I think we're on to day 4 now. We're trying to get this thing out. And it's like every night we're like, okay, patrons, this is what we tried today. And no, it didn't work. And so they all say like, oh, well, have you tried getting the bolt unseized by throwing a blowtorch on it? Or have you tried using this tool? Or tried going that? Somebody was even like, oh, there's a shop round the corner from the marina you're in. Try getting the part you need there. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's been really, really helpful. And it's one of the reasons we love doing this. Is not because we love sharing the story with you guys, obviously. But the ability to share it so genuinely, so real-timely. I don't know how to describe it. Like, as it's happening.
Yeah.
It's just really fun because we feel like we're not alone. That's why we love having you guys here, because we feel like we're not doing it as just 2 of us. All of us are doing this together.
Yeah, yeah.
We're laughing at us together. Maybe more apt.
Right, we are at the final stages now. We've just got to sort of hop it over the lifelines. It's going to be fine. It's all going to go swimmingly. So we have got our chain hoist coming off the end of the boom, our main sheet, and this line coming down to our cleat kind of halfway up the boat is holding that in place right now. Once we lift it up high enough, I'm going to transfer it to this red line so that we can swing the boom out a bit further. We didn't have a point on the boat that we can tie it to effectively, so we've just looped it around this lamppost. There's not a huge amount of force going on that, so that'll be fine. It'll be great. And then I will be over here on the dock wearing flip-flops so I don't burn my feet because it is boiling. Safety flip-flops, you know us. And yeah, we've put a little block around this bollard, which is going to feed a control line that Ian can be holding back to the engine there. And we'll just sort of swing the whole thing over. We've shortened up the line, so hopefully it means we can get it over the top of the stanchion here. The other day with the generator, it did kind of catch on this and I ripped it all, and I'm going to have to fix that. So if it hits that again, it's not such a huge deal, but that's the general plan. It's just going to go lift, swing and drop. The swell is going to make it slightly more challenging because the boat is kind of moving around all over the place, but final stages and we've almost got an engine on the dock. Okay, going. See these muscles? I'm lifting a whole engine.
Magic.
What are you done today?
Kind of wonder if I can do like tug of war style.
Yeah. Just don't let it drop you in the sea.
How am I for distance? I can't see anything.
Sorry.
Are you good? Distance-wise?
Yeah, you've got more clearance to come this way, which is nice, but we don't have the height yet.
Cool.
Well, this isn't a terrifying sight.
Tell me about it.
Looking good.
That might be high enough.
Yeah.
All right.
That should be high enough. Okay, so I'll loosen the main sheet and pull the boom out. Okay, so if you pass me the end of the control line. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Whew. So, main sheet coming off. Taking this line off. Not that it's really doing anything at this stage. Okay. Going.
Good. You're fighting the main sheet, I think.
Yeah, but the main sheet's totally free. Just fighting the swell.
Try some leverage. That or we swap around. Okay, I can ease up on my control line now to come help.
Okay, if you can just hold this, I can go tie it off.
I don't know how, but it's working.
And she looks great while doing it. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, I'm easing off. It's a big win. Unbelievable. Right, so let's get it more on land than it is.
All right.
Bring her down.
We have touchdown! Oh my goodness! They did it!
Keep going. Keep going.
The poor boom!
All right, unclip. Unclip, unclip, unclip. Come on. Come on. Yes.
Somehow that happened.
That's huge. This thing.
That's absolutely ridiculous. I don't recommend it. If you're looking for a fun weekend activity, lifting an engine out of a boat, nah.
Only very deranged people want to do this regularly. I'm just thinking, so this thing hasn't seen the light of day quite literally since 2004.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the boat was built around it. Like, there is no way.
Well, yeah, and
they
it's
got
certainly
that
not been re-engined, and I don't think it's been re-engineered. Like, no one's done any proper maintenance on it. That's why we're changing it. So,
Yeah,
I know we've done this wrong when we've rested it straight in the sump pan, but screw it, we're not keeping it, and I don't like Yanmar anymore.
fix that in a second and maybe put it on some little shoes or mounts or something. Just leave it there and turn away.
Freebie, anyone?
Oh my
Wow.
goodness, what a day, what a week.
Good job, Dave.